Hi everyone, welcome back. So I've been gone for about a month. I know it's been long. I just took some time off just to kind of unwind, relax. Work has been crazy busy. If you don't know, I work a full-time job and I just do part-time on the side. I do part-time reselling on the side. So usually I get time to do a video like once in a blue moon when I'm free and I'll go thrift. So welcome back. If you don't know me, I'm Al. I go by Dapper Chef on Poshmark and eBay. I'm a full-time foodie, part-time reseller. I sell on Poshmark and eBay predominantly. I mostly do clothing, accessories, and shoes, as well as occasional home goods. So, figure the right way to get back on track is let's do a good old thrift haul. So this is kind of a cumulative haul from the past 2 weeks. Some items I have the price still on them, some I took off. So most of the stuff will just the average cog was about $5. So let's get started. So first bag. Well, it'll be interesting to see what I grabbed. Some of the stuff I even forgot myself. First up was $4.99, just a Figs black scrub. Size small. You know, I'm sure Figs doesn't sell like it used to, but I've never found the scrub top. I've always found the bottoms. So size small, black. The next is just going to be probably a personal item for my ma. It's Uniqlo. This was $5.99, but I think it was half off. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. It's just a size large. And I find Uniqlo is one of those brands that just fits really well, good quality. This one is a cotton modal spandex blend. And you could always use just a basic yellow 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. Next up was $5.99. Just a Figs long sleeve shirt, 100% Pima cotton, super soft. Made in Peru, size large. Again, Figs. This one I'm probably gonna. What do we think this would be? A men's or a women's? I'm probably just trying them in the men's or women's, either or. Next up was $1.99. Just this bucket hat, and if you're from my generation, you guys know this show, Adventure Time, which needs to make a comeback. It's got almost like a corduroy look to it, even though it's not corduroy. Sadly, it's not a reversible, otherwise I would keep it. Next up, $6.99. Pair of jeans, or I don't know, would you consider these jeans? Are like more like chinos. They're kind of like a boot cut, brown color. These are Aritzia, Wilford Free, size 2. Now, those that sell Aritzia, is Wilford Free the same as Wilford? I remember seeing a video of someone saying that this Wilford Free is their older line or an older label. But you know, coming up into back to school time, people start buying that stuff. Next up, this was $6.99. So two things that caught my eye with this little vest. It was jacquard and metallic knit, right? It was kind of Victorian looking with the applique. And then what caught my eye also was just where it says Hollywood, California, Shrine, which this is a huge bolo. They make a lot of like Victorian dress pieces. And another thing that really caught my eye with this was it was made in USA. So Shrine, size large, made in USA vest. Kind of like steampunk. Perfect for Halloween coming up. Next piece, $6.99. Just as rails. I know rails is kind of not as popular as it used to be. And we're going a little out of summer since we're going out of summer, this might not sell right away. But a little pineapple print. Everyone loves a pineapple print. And rainbow. So it's a rainbow pineapple print blouse. And those, if you don't know, rails usually will have the style name on one of their tags. So on here is the tag. This one is the Charlie and Rainbow Pinas. And it's a linen rayon blend. and it's a 2XL. Next up, $5.99. Just this Theory super lightweight turtleneck, or cowl neck, maybe you want to call it. And it is one of the newer labeled Theories, so you can tell it's a newer tag. So the newer tag Theory is more square. The old tag is more thin and like half the size. And if you ever find Theory, usually the style name is written in here. And if you're missing the size tag, sometimes it's written on here. So this one right here, size small. And it is a Tencel Lysol Silk Blend. And right here is the style name, the Elizer. Next up, a little pair of suede color box sneakers by Fry. These were $6.99. They're a size 7, which I think these are women's, so hopefully they'll sell fast. These also were $6.99. So these caught my eye because of the print. Before I show you the brand, can anyone guess who these might be? No, they're not going to be Birkenstocks. So. But kind of like Birkenstock style. Halflinger or Haflinger, however you say that. They're a size 41, which I think, if I remember correctly, looking at their size chart, is like a 10 maybe? 10 and a half. They're really good shape on the bottom. Got the traction on there. And their logo is going to be just this little horse. Last in this bag were these two belts, $2.99 a piece. So these I'm either going to keep for myself. If they don't fit me, I'm going to send them off to the Real. These are a really good men's leather brand to look for. They'll price these high, and usually I'll get my payout on these guys usually about like $50. So the brand is Martin Digman. So MartinDing. He's known for doing a lot of like alligator and leather. His logo is always up. Looks like it's just his initials. So this belt is very unassuming. So what you always want to look for on him is these kind of textured leather. His belt buckles will always have his name right on the, what do you call it, the clasp. The buckles will say two things. One will say made in Italy, and then the belt itself will say handmade in America. So one is a black leather, one is a brown leather. They're both a 36 and they're both 36. Really good shape. Alright, next bag. So this bag is kind of mixed from Plato's Closet and everything else. First up was just this little Nike t-shirt. What caught my eye was the swoosh was kind of different. And looking at the tag, it's Nike with Billie Eilish, so collab. And it's a size extra small. So if I would have saw this, I would kind of pass it up. But with the swoosh being kind of upside down, and then the back just says Billie Eilish, the way bottom. Comps for this exact t-shirt were like about $75 for a basic Nike t-shirt. That's crazy. So let's see how it works. So next up, one of the items I already took the tag off. Sorry. Just this little mock neck leopard cheetah print. Leopard print or cheetah print? I always get confused with them. But a little long sleeve sweater. It is by Kate Spade, size 4. I figure, coming up to this season, people want to start buying this kind of stuff. I know her clothing doesn't have to sell like it used to. Next up is a dress, size $8.99. This I know was half off only because it had some flaws on it, so they were able to give me a discount on it. It is just Diane von Furstenberg. So it's this gorgeous, like, royal blue, purple color. Looks kind of more purple on the camera. But it's a Diane von Furstenberg, size 8. The fly, didn't notice until I got close to the register, was this. So one of the back sleeves has some bleach marking. Otherwise, it's in really great shape besides that. And it is, I want to say it's 100% silk. Oh yeah, 95% silk, 5% lycra. So Diane von Furstenberg, you want to look for a couple things with her. The inside tag should have the little hologram. So DVF, hologram. And usually if it's a newer piece, it will have the little paper tag that if they didn't rip it off with a style name. So this one is Francesca. Next piece, $6.99. Just this men's romper. Yes, men's rompers are still a thing. They usually sell for me during festival season and pride season. But this is the original romper, so the romper jack in a size small. Usually I can usually get about like 30-40 bucks for. Next up, $4.99. A brand I never pick up anymore because I can never sell it, but I just thought this color was gorgeous. It's kind of like a maroon color. And I like the kind of like the rivets. It kind of gives you a little bit of like Taylor Swift as the conductor or band director vibes with a little boat neck. And it is Amanda Uprichard, size small. Next up was $6.99. So a lot of stuff again. Average comp's about $5, so good. This kind of like tie-dye, amiibo-y print sweatshirt. So my first thought was I thought this was stained even more, but it looks like it is intentionally supposed to have like the splatter. The brand is NSF. Made in USA, size small. $5.99. So this dress caught my eye from afar. It doesn't feel like the best, but surprisingly they retail for a lot and hopefully they resell for a lot. So kind of like this garden floral print dress with these faux pearl buttons. The brand is Dahlia McPhee, size extra large. So looking it up kind of pops up. A lot of people have this under like Anthropologie or Bowden or ModCloth. But I'm not 200% sure with this brand, but I got it just based on style. Style alone will hopefully sell it. $8.99. It's going to be Vince, size medium. Just this gorgeous green color, like tie waist dress, mini dress, not mini dress, like midi length dress, and it is a lyocell Cupro blend. Say that 10 times fast. So Vince, if you can't find the size tag up top, check the material tag. Material tag is usually down here. It'll say the size, material, and then what you want to look for on here, based on what I know from my Vince experience, style name will usually be on the back of the tag. Usually, there's two ways you can just tell a style. The V usually is a older style tag, and the newer ones usually have like an I or just straight up numbers. And then the men's stuff usually begins with an M. Next up was $12.99, but I believe this was half off. Just a new tag blue dress by Dress the Population. So it caught my eye because it's new tag and it's the electric blue and a double XL. So it had the Nordstrom tag as well as the original Dress the Population tag. I know we're kind of getting out of wedding season, but for homecoming maybe. It's kind of modest in the front with the straps, and then the back just has a little cutout, side slit. Next up was $5.99, but I know this was the half off color too, I think. Don't quote me on anything. These I just knew who they were right away. Chubbies, which I never knew that they made women's. I've only found the men's and sold the men's, so I love this brand for my personal self. So Chubbies, you want to look for two things. They're known for their very good, like the obnoxious prints, and a lot of their stuff is made in USA. So Chubbies, made in USA. They will never usually say flat out say Chubbies on any of the hardware. You always want to look for inside here for this pocket. Next up, so Plato's Closet stuff I believe was all my clearance stuff I got. So it was like their 60% off sale. So I do not want to do the math. So bear with me. So if it's Plato's Closet, just 60% off what that price was. First up, got this because coming up into fall time, people will start wearing this kind of stuff. This rainbow plaid print trousers with the obnoxiously big chain. And they're by the Ragged Priest, which I don't think is as popular anymore, but I never find it, so I figured I'd pick it up to try it. I remember Jack and Ryan talk about it. So they're size extra small. $5 from Plato's again. This snake print men's short sleeve camp shirt. And this is a really good brand to look for if you ever come across it. It's Avadia, New York, size small. So there's two different tags for this brand. Avadia and Sons, which is kind of their mid-tier or lower end brand, which is usually sold at Nordstrom Rack, from what I've seen. And then Avadia and Sons is more like Nordstrom and more higher end stores. Next up, $14. Again, Plato's, so 60% off. This is textured snake print or snake textured jumpsuit. Kind of like an athletic style jumpsuit with the stretch. Cut out back. Black and white color blocking. This is a huge Bolo brand, I want to say, for me. Made in Canada, and the brand is 20 Montreal, not Forever 21 or 20 whatever the other one is, but 20 Montreal. Usually it will say 20 Montreal. That's usually sold at like Neiman Marcus, and like what's the other one? Neiman Marcus and Berghoff, I want to say. And then the other lower line it will just say 20. But you always want to look for Made in Canada. That's usually the higher quality one. And then the other thing that's kind of cool about them, a lot of this stuff, is the world's first 3D activewear, which that kind of makes sense because look at it. It's 3D, it's textured, it's got really good stretch. So that's kind of cool. I can kind of see like Skims making their own version of this. Next up, $12. Again, Plato's, so 60% off. These this fuzzy Sherpa, faux Sherpa joggers. So what caught my eye with these is, I know this brand, but kind of what made me re-look it up was it's new with tags, yes, and just has the little logo branding right here, Daily Paper. So if you don't know, Daily Paper is the brand, and it's usually sold through Kith sometimes. So these are the Daily. This was sold at Kith, so Kith, and these are the Letta pant in black. Original retail is about $130, size small, and these are sold out already. So comps look really good for this. These guys are men's and women's. So I'm going to still put them in the women's, I want to say, just because of the pockets. Now let me know with you guys. So I know like H&M and Zara, some of their stuff is technically unisex. And you know, you always have to check the pocket. You know, if it's, from what I can understand, the deeper pocket means it's men's. But how do you tell with like Zara and H&M if they're both if they look kind of like men's and a man or a woman can wear? The pockets kind of don't help them. Next up, $8. Again, 60% off. This was this one Plato's I went to, which I'm probably going to be going to a lot more now. They had so great prices and such a good variety as opposed to the Plato's by me. This Plato's is probably about like 40 minutes from my house, which I know sounds like a long drive, but I brought in some stuff anyway, so broken down, I really didn't pay much out of pocket. So these are the striped pair of like pull-on, not really pull-on, just trousers, I want to say, with this very faint plaid. And the brand surprised me on these. So they are Tory Burch. And I know, yes, Tory Burch clothing does not sell as much as her shoes and her accessories do. But newer tags, the newer label usually is like this color. And the materials caught my eye. So it's 52% silk and 36% linen and then 12% rayon. So, you know, good transition into fall piece. Next up, another pair of pants from Ragged Priest, $14. Okay, now can someone help me with this? So I know there's Ragged Priest and Ragged Jeans. Is Ragged Jeans like a lower line of theirs, or what's the main line? Ragged Jeans or Ragged Priest? But they're new with tag. What kind of caught my eye was the graphic print. So it's just a bunch of lips. And these are the Hearsay pants in brown and black, and they're size 6. Next up was $7 again, Play-Doh, so 60% off. Jaws. And it's Steven Rhodes, which I know his stuff kind of fell off the face of the earth, but you know, graphic prints, someone will always still buy them. These are size medium. And stay positive. Next up, $12 from Play-Dohs again. There's this long black dress with this slit in the front. And what surprised me was I kind of didn't see it at first. All I saw was BH. And I said, oh no, there's no way. So it's Beholden, which is Anthropologie's expensive wedding line. So a black little, what you consider as midi dress or maxi dress. But you know, black dress, everyone could use a black dress. And it's made in USA, and it's a size 2. Next up, these were, I think, $3.99. So these are some really fun pants. There's some patchwork, very wide leg bell bottoms, and they are Revice, which I had the worst time selling them, but I still pick them up anyway. I just can't pass it up. So Revice size 30. If anyone knows the name of these, please let me know, because I tried Google lensing them and everything. I don't know if it's just me or my Google lens never works for me, but I cannot pull anything up normally. It's always way off. Next up was $10. I know this, and I think half off, so $5. Just this AFCO button down zip, full zip jacket. AFCO size extra large. Now AFCO, I know I've heard from Murray Life, so Alicia, she talks about this all the time. It's very popular in the South. Now, what would you put this under? Should I put this under a sweatshirt or a sweater or a jacket? Next up, $12. Play-Dohs again, so 60% off. Another pair of Ragged Priest jeans. For not finding Ragged that much, I came across like a huge jackpot of it. These kind of really fun, like, not chevron, curve length, kind of wide leg pants. These are size 24. What I'm hoping will sell for, I'll put Beetlejuice. I'll put Beetlejuice in the title. They kind of give me Beetlejuice vibes, and perfect for Halloween coming up. Next up, $14.99, half off, so $7. Just this floral print tunic dress, the tunic shirt, and it's Diane von Furstenberg, 100% silk, but it's her maternity line, which I've never seen the maternity line. You might not be able to see here. It's very faint, but it's maternity, which is kind of cool. With this label though, is the maternity is kind of written in blue and pink. Next up, so this brand is a men's brand. I'll let you, you might not know who this is, kind of underrated brand. So it's distressed, busted knee, zip ankle. Branding, the hardware doesn't really say anything about the brand. It's very unassuming. Usually if you see this, you'll probably think it's like Shein or ASOS. And then the tag itself is kind of hard to read, but it's Oro, O-R-O. These are size 32, made in Los Angeles. Their jeans are okay. What you really want to look for in this brand is their shoes. So their men's boots go for some really good money. I personally have a pair myself, and it killed me because I had to sell them. I think I sold them for a good, like, I want to say like $220, $225, and I wore the life out of them. So just remember that brand. Next up was $5.99 at Salvation Army. This I got thinking it was my size. I just totally read the size wrong. but it's All Saints, and it's an older label. All Saints, I know that because they don't use this tag as much anymore. But it's All Saints Spitalfields, which I think is like their, like, I want to say it was like the mid 20, like 2015, 2016 tag. But like in all Saints tags, this tag is missing, you can't read the size. Usually it's written on the little material tag. And this one is the petroleum long sleeve shirt, 100% cotton. Next up, $4.99. So I saw this from a distance hanging on the rack. I thought just the print itself was kind of cool. And then I saw the stripe. And it is Adidas Originals. Now tell me if you guys are used to these. I know there's different layers of Adidas. How do you know if it's Adidas Originals or just regular Adidas? Because I always get confused when I list it. Because I know there's like Adidas Originals, Adidas. Like I know Adidas Originals. And then there's like all the other collabs, like Adidas Original, Adidas with Ivy Park, Adidas with Stella McCartney, and then just regular Adidas. But this one I think is like with Hattie, someone, size medium. But it's these like camo with these floral faces, kind of cool. Next up, $3.99. There's a pair of small women's baggies from Patagonia. It's cool, nice salmon color. Next up, $5.99. So this was just hanging on the rack, and I think it was passed over because no one really paid attention to it. But what I saw was, where is he? I'm not going to show you the label yet. Let's have you guess who it is. There it is. Can you guess who it is? This is what I saw. So if you know who this is, you'll know this brand. It's Arc'teryx, which I know I don't really find it a lot. But Arc'teryx, size small. Just this very basic black kind of, what do you want to call it? Like a mandarin collar dress, shirt dress. Very minimalist, very good to look for. Alright, that's it for that bag. And then I have a couple bags, like 2 more bags left. Next up, $6.99. Just this little nylon orange tote with leather handles. And it is Tumi. I knew it was Tumi just because of the hardware, and I just saw the hang tag. Sadly, the only thing that's really wrong with this is just needs to be cleaned off. Looks like it just got some dust wear. Otherwise, interior is in immaculate shape. So one thing you want to do when you're looking at your Tumi, to make sure it's real, check 2 things. It's kind of like Coach. So they have a hang tag. Sometimes they'll have a creed right here. And then also you want to look at the metal tag on the inside and punch in those numbers. If nothing pops up with that number, so that means it's fake. I have bought my fair share of fake Tumis before, and I have been burnt out. And what's nice about Tumis, if you have a Tumi store by you, you can take it in. They can punch in that number, and they can see if there's been any repairs on it. And usually if there isn't really any major repairs that have been done on it, you can usually get 1 or 2 repairs for free. So I have gotten like 3 suitcases that I use in my personal collection. And I've gotten like new ones from them because of repairs. Next up, $5.99. I got this because it's Barbie core at its finest. Kind of like a little fit and flare dress. A little deep V-neck. Size 8, and it's Reiss, R-E-I-S-S. Reiss is one of those brands that's kind of like a mid-tier one. Next up, $4. Just is from Plato's. So 70% or 60% off that. It was Duluth, this little leather wallet or pouch, whatever you want to call it. Comps for these are like $15, $20. So I'm not going to pass that up for that price. Next up, $14 again from Plato's. Just this Girlfriend Collective new tag little dress. Lined with the shorts. So I don't know if I consider this a romper or just like a tank dress. But yeah, Girlfriend Collective, which I usually never pick up because I have the worst time moving it. I think I'd try it out. If it doesn't sell, I'll sell it in the Real, which, little fact, they do take this brand out. They take this brand, they'll take Patagonia, they'll take North Face. Well, they're starting to take a lot more brands now, which I'm surprised by. So Girlfriend Collective, size small. $18 again, Play-Dohs, so 60% off. Just this great pair of faux leather trousers. And they're the Wilfred line, size 8. Which I think some people say that this style does really well. I want to say Tabs and Coffee always picks this up. So if you're watching this, Tabs, hi. $3.99, half off, I think, was this color from this week. So this shirt, I've never heard of this brand, but what caught my eye was two things. Just kind of cool. It has a double pocket. Here's the one pocket, or double pockets. It has like this metallic striping patchwork. And but maybe look it up also because of that, as well as the label kind of look interesting. So the brand is Copine. And what made me look it up was that and the fact that it's in their label tag it says made in Portugal. And it is a lyocell cotton blend. So comps for this are about $50, which I'm really shocked by. Next up, sadly this doesn't fit me, it's a little too big. So I'm going to sell it. But this is a really good brand to look for, Topo Designs. I find a lot of their hiking stuff does really well for me. Anytime I put Gorp Core, which is like kind of like the male version of Granola Girl, I guess. Gorp Core, Gorpcore. Put that in your title for trying to sell like men's hiking stuff or outdoor stuff like Cool. So Cool, Prana, Patagonia, I'll put Gorp Core into and it'll sell fast on eBay. I'm not sure on Posh. I'm just trying to use more style names on Posh, so we shall see how that goes. Next up, $18 again from Play-Doh, so 60% off that. Are these really cool cargo pants. I bought these thinking they were men's until I got home and I looked at the label. And they're women's, but still, they'll still sell regardless. These are new with tag, which I didn't know they were new with tag until I got home. They're rag and bone. So I didn't see that they were size 6. In my head, I thought, oh, size small. But they are the Army Green Sands cargo pant. Size 6, rag and bone. Look at the original retail on these. $450. Which is crazy. So talk about like perfect for fall. Next up, $12. Again, Play-Dohs. So, Lacoste, but not only is it Lacoste, it's Minecraft with Lacoste. Or Lacoste, whatever you want to say. These are size extra small. So, who would ever thought that Lacoste would be doing a collab with Minecraft, or let alone Minecraft doing a collab with them. Next up, $24, which I would never pay that much for these, but given they're the sale tag again at Play-Dohs. Just as busted knee again. Pair of Goldie pants, size 26. And these are the Riley. And if I remember correctly, someone said a Goldie is like the Adriana Goldsmeed, somehow related to Adriana Goldsmeed, like it's their higher end line, like how H&M has COS as like their parent company. Next up, $6.99. This will be perfect for going into fall. This is kind of like an orangey red color. Little, I want to say maybe like a chenille style like feeling, but it's a corduroy dress with the 2 pockets, little tank, and it's marine layer, size small, which I've never seen marine layer dresses. I've only had their t-shirts. So that's one of 2 marine layer pieces. Here's the second one, which sadly I wish I would have gotten this up sooner because it's perfect for festival season. But it's this rainbow crochet knit. I don't even know what you want to call it, tank or crop top. What would you say? But marine layer, size extra small. $5.99. These are total Barbiecore, little wide leg capris. These are frame jeans, size 28. So frame, There's usually two things you could do with frame. They'll usually have the style name up here if it's a newer piece, which I think these are older since they don't have the style up here. But the other way to look it up is just inside here. And these are the styles HRBP72 in hot pink. So, you know, Barbie Coral, hopefully they'll sell these, let's make these go sell faster. Next up, $2.99. Just a little base layer shirt, which is wool, and it's icebreaker, men's size small. $9.99, half off. Just this cashmere wool blend metallic glitter mini dress, mock neck, and it's by ALC, size small. $7.99. This double breasted blazer by Madewell. And this one is a size small. So I've never seen Madewell blazers before, so I said I'll give it a shot, and it's from fall of 2020. Almost done, guys. We have one more bag left after this, which is just mostly shoes. Next piece was $6.99. Patagonia, size 30, pair of board shorts. So a lot of people always say how you can tell the difference between a pair of board shorts and swimming trunks. The first answer is just look inside. There's no lining, there's no mesh, so they're board shorts. These are like a gray, square, fan, I don't know what you would call it, print. Next up, each pair of these were $6.99. Just a pair of Patagonia men's hiking chinos. These ones are more like a chino material. These are a size 31, 100% organic cotton. The other pair is more like a ripstock fabric. These are more like a hiking pant. And these are a size 32, I want to say. Yep, 32. And these are organic cotton and nylon. So nylon kind of is like that lipstick fabric. Next up, this I want to say was one of my favorite finds from a while. So what caught my eye was, it was hanging on the rack. I said, "Ooh, that's very Barbie, very print." And it's kind of like tiered, very girly, right? So this store is kind of psycho about shopping off the rack, which I know some stores let you, some stores don't. I always just ask the employee, like, "Hey, is it okay if I take a peek at something off the rack?" Most of the time they'll just let you because, you know, less stuff they have to put away. So the employee handed it to me, and I looked up closer at this. So the first thing I saw was the moon and the stars, and it's velour. And look who it is. If you're a 90s person, you'll know who this is. It might not show up as much as Caber, but it's Pokemon. Not only is it Pokemon, it's Mew. So it's a Mew printed tiered dress. The brand is Black Milk, which is, I guess, an Australian brand, size medium. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just them doing copywriting, something like, it could be like a no-name brand. But they actually have the actual trademark from Game Freak, which is Nintendo, which owns Pokemon. And holy crap, this dress sold out within minutes on their site. Comps, I cannot find much on. There's only two that have been listed. One had them listed for like $300, and one had like $175. So this I'll probably go in between something like $225, and go from there. Next up, sadly, I wish I would have gotten this earlier in the season. Just this little bathing suit. What kind of caught my eye was the cut, the print, and it is Bowden, and it's the newer label Bowden because it has the yellow moon, and it's a 38B. The only reason I got this is because it's brand new with tag, and it still had the liner in it. Now I have a question. I have a serious question for for any ladies out there. Do you feel comfortable buying like swimwear and like undergarments from someone like a man that's selling them online? I know there's a controversy behind that. I find I'm less likely to sell something if like a female item like that, because they get weirded out that a man is selling it. But let me know your honest opinion. Do you feel comfortable knowing like I sold you this? if that makes sense. I know I don't want to cause any controversy. Next up, pair of leggings. Leggings or joggers. So all I saw was this little tag hanging off, and I knew who it was exactly right away. And you might not be able to see it. Yeah, it doesn't have the logo anywhere else. But they're Viore. They're this really gorgeous, like terracotta color. Sadly, they ripped the size tag off. But this is what their usual tag looks like, gray on the inside. And I know the men's pieces, the material tags sometimes has a size, but the person ripped off where the material tag would be too. Well, usually the material tag will have like the size underneath it. And like say if you ever find Gymshark, you can't find the size tag. Their size tags are usually on their inside of the leg. That's where I was hoping that these would be, but it looks like the person cut these off too. And the last thing in this bag, just a pair of pull-on pants by I Am Gia, which I know is not as popular anymore, but I rarely find this. This is like my third or fourth time finding this brand. I figured I'd pick it up. Alright, last bag for now. We'll go with two little hats I picked up. First hat, I know trucker hats are kind of making a comeback again. It's just Dolls Kill, size 5. This is $5. Next up, this caught my eye, which I know who this is. It's from Sandlot. Not only is it Sandlot, but it's from Roosevelt's. Which, if you don't know Roosevelt's, it doesn't really, their brand tag will never say Roosevelt. It just looks like Results, which is RSVLTS. But their collabs usually do really well for me. So here's this one. I find the Disney Roosevelt's and the Universal ones do the best. And usually they make a lot of like printed Hawaiian shirts. If you ever watch like travel videos, Paging Mr. Morrow, he's a really big like Disney person. He usually wears a lot of their products. Okay guys, last stuff in here is going to be all shoes. So if you're watching and hung in here, thank you so much. I am sorry about the long video. So these shoes kind of caught my eye. All I saw was camo, the P, and they kind of like that varsity Letterman kind of spell out. And they're Polo Ralph Lauren, size 10. I know anything I find like camo, Polo Ralph Lauren will sell for me. So I got those, and then someone who got rid of those also got rid of these high tops, size 10 again. So these each were $12. Next up, $6.99, which these need a little TLC. But I'm probably just going to give these to my sister if she wants them. Otherwise, if someone wants these, let me know. I'll give them to you for a good price. There's some On Cloud shoes. They're size 8. And as you can kind of see, they're kind of curling up in the front, and they just need a good washing. So, tread is really good otherwise. So these I'm... Okay, so speaking of that Plato's Closet I went to earlier in the day. So these shoes came from here. So these are only $10, and then not only $10, 60% off that. All I saw was this from afar. And if you know who this is, you'll know what brand this is already. So McQueen, but not like, it's his subline. So it's more affordable line, which is MCQ by Alexander McQueen. Still retailed for, I'm going to say about $190. And they're new at tag. I want to say new at tag. Again, what's cool about these are unisex. And they are the Swallow Volcom low top canvas sneakers. So these I'm probably listing women's just because. And these are size 37. So MCQ. This line of Alexander McQueen is usually known for his swallows in his hands. So remember with this line, the lower line, birds, anything in the skulls is his higher line. So along with these, I found 2 pairs of these shoes. So if someone is a size 6, let me know. These kind of cool little chunky sneakers, and they're by Tory Burch. Not only by the Tory Burch, they only priced these at $8, which I don't think they knew they were Tory Burch, because they don't scream Tory Burch. It's just Tory Sport, Tory Sport, which is her active line. I think that's probably why they didn't price them high. Yeah, so they're size 6. You know, I got the navy one, and then white. These guys were $20, and then 60% off that. Just these Tory Burch hazel monogram little espadrille style slides. These are size 9. I know we're kind of going out of sandal season, but I cannot resist picking these up. I mean, look how gorgeous these are. And on these, I'm having trouble trying to find the style on. I don't know how this is supposed to get wrapped. I think they're supposed to be wrapped like this, maybe? Yeah. But they're a pair of espadrille wedges with these kind of twisted leather straps. And again, this is that older label, but they're All Saints, which might be a little hard to see on here. But All Saints Spitalfields, size 38. These were $6. Next up, these were only $5. Pair of Sorel slides. These are size 9.5. No, 8.5. So I'd asked, you know, I was curious because I had asked the Plato's worker why they priced these so cheap. The reason they said that was because it's going out of season. They'd rather sell them cheap than price them higher. Because right next to them, there was maybe 3 or 4 pairs of Sorel boots. They had the boots priced at $50, and then you have the little $5 slides. So it's always good to ask the workers. Next up, just a pair of color black suede sneakers. I saw these, so MWL, which is Madewell, make weekends longer. This is kind of like their newer label, I think. So they're leather and textile lining. These are women's 9, men's 7.5. These are from 2021. Next up, these were $8, again with the 75% off color. Sorry, I have to rip this label off because it's going to drive me crazy. But these, sadly, one of the shoes is missing the little logo. But these are A, which are sold at Anthropology. And these are size small, medium. Now, when you list slippers or shoes that give you like letter sizing, how do you do it? Should I put like a number, like a size 7 as the cutoff number, or should I just do custom size small, medium? Alright, last 2 things in this bag, and that's it. Size 45. These are just some really cool low top canvas sneakers. It's a little tropical camo print. They're by All Saints. I got these because they're like new condition. The only real wear is a little bit of transfer wear from being in a bin, probably. So they're the All Saints and the Lex Cut, and they're US 12. They're from 2021. The last thing in this, last but not least, just a pair of Giza Eva Birkenstocks. So now, with these kind of Birkenstocks, the rubber ones, most of the time you'll find the sizes all rolling off. So the best way to I have found that how you know they'll reel is on one of the thongs, their size will be like stamped inside here. So these are a 41, which, forgive me, it's a little hard to read in this lighting. So 41, and usually they'll give you like the men's and women's sizing, which is a little faded. Ladies size 10, men's size 8. Alright, so that's everything in these from these hauls. I do have other stuff that I've already listed from these hauls. So there's way more than just these items, but this is a good bulk of it. The other stuff I already listed, I sold maybe like 10 of those things already from it. So I have pretty much made my money back and everything I bought from this haul. So, if like always, if you are interested in any of these items, feel free to reach out. Find me on Posh, eBay, or just hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram name is Dapper Chef Resell. So, otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.